Your business is your business. Stay tuned. It's the weekly wisdom. Hello. Come out, wherever you are. You are listening to the Manifest on Purpose show. I am Kimbaley, and this is this week's weekly wisdom. We're going to get into the weekly wisdom, but before we do, I have to share my gratitude with you. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. That means so much to me. And thank you for sharing it with other people who may hear something here that can change their lives. And thank you so much for subscribing here and the website at Kimbaley, Kimbaley. I feel that you must know I do this because the God in me loves the God in you. We're going to tighten up on our foundation today with the weekly wisdom. But before we get into that, we need to know what's going on with the Astro-Numerology forecast for today, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star-8 mobile numerology app. It is Sunday, August the 11th. The sun is in Leo. The moon is in Scorpio. It's Mercury retrograde. It's a 7 universal month, an 8 universal week, and a 1 universal day. Today's forecast, you can do just about anything you want or set out to. And because of this unique planetary influence, now you have no excuse to fail or come up with lame excuses for not doing so. Just set your sights high, maintain the mindset of success, and before you know it, you'll come back around to your success. In short, a winner. Watch. Leo, Aquarius, Aries, and those born on the 1st, the 4th, the 10th, the 13th, the 19th, 22nd, 28th, and 31st of the month appear to be the winning signs and dates today as well. Thank you, LLoyd, for that forecast. Once again, it is courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star-8 mobile numerology app. You can find that app to get the forecast every day at Star-8. ASTAR8.com. You can download it on Google Play, the App Store, or you can go to Linktree/numbers and and check out some of his other exclusive products and services there. If you're feeling that you're unclear with your purpose and exactly what direction you should be going into your life, I want you to know that I got your back. The key to having a successful life is knowing who you really are. And we're going to get into that today with this weekly wisdom because it's very important. But you can know more about yourself by getting your Astro-Numerology reports. You can get a personal report. You can get a compatibility report so that you can understand the people that are in your space. And you can also get a yearly forecast and all of these reports for your business. And if you need to go a little bit deeper, you can also get a 30-minute or 1 hour Astro-Numerology reading done. Just go to Kimbaley, Kimbaley.com, and allow me to help guide you on your journey. It's weekly wisdom time now. Before I jump right into it, I want to say thank you so much for your patience. When I listened to my last episode, I noticed that there were some issues with the volume, some issues with the audio that I was not quite satisfied with. So I'm trying to get this thing figured out and get it back to where I want it to be at. So thank you for your patience during this time. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this weekly wisdom. If this is your first weekly wisdom, I'm going to let you know right now how it all goes down. I started the weekly wisdom as a way to read the energy of the week. It gives us a topic, a focal point to work on throughout the week. What I do is I pull a card from an oracle deck. In this case, I'm using Money and the Law of Attraction cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks. I've been using that for the last few weekly wisdoms now, and I really do like these cards. I get into my divination mode. I shuffle the deck and I choose a card that will be used for the weekly wisdom. Keep in mind that I'm not just picking through these to see which one I want to pick. These things are just coming out in an intuitive way. And what I do is I read that card, the number on the card, and I give my interpretation for the energy of the week based off the numbers and what comes through in my intuition. Today's card, I think, is going to be a pretty good card because the number of the card is 40. This card says, I can set my own standards for financial well-being. She goes on to say, once you are able to achieve and consistently maintain your personal alignment, a great deal of money will flow into your experience if that is your desire. Do not let others set the standards about how much money you should have or about what you should do with it, for you are the only one who could ever accurately define that. Come into alignment with who you truly are and allow those things to flow into your experience that life has helped you know that you want. Once again, that is from Money and the Law of Attractions by Esther and Jerry Hicks. This card is clearly talking about your finances, but that's not the only energy that I'm picking up from this card. In fact, that's not even the strongest energy that I'm picking up from these cards. The strongest energy that I feel from this number 40 card, that 4 says a lot. It says that it's time to set boundaries. It's time to create a plan. And it's time to be to yourself. This sounds like, to me, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Have you ever had one of those people in your life that could always tell you what to do with your life better than you could? Well, that has a lot to do with this energy. And the fact of the matter is you don't really have to listen to these people, but sometimes when these people, especially when they're close to you, comes to you and they tell you that you should be doing this or you should be doing that, you begin to consider it. And I'm not saying that you will do that thing that they're telling you you should do, but it can become a hindrance to you because it can create fear within you. Because when they tell you that and you're thinking about that, it makes you feel like what you're doing isn't good enough. And the fact of the matter is, whatever you're doing in your life, that's your business, not theirs. And I'm thinking that this card maybe is making me feel a little rebellious, but it's also taking me back to my childhood. My mom used to say, whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. So that means we don't run out and tell her business or put her business in the street. And I've always held on to that. I've always been kind of like a private person. I don't think too private, but some people may say that I am. But it's just the fact that you have to set boundaries in your life. There are certain things that you shouldn't be telling everybody. Hence the saying, everything ain't for everybody. And since we're talking about money in this deck here, we can't leave that out. That includes your money too. What you got coming in, what you got going out, what you're purchasing, it's nobody's business. Because a lot of times people want to know this information about you so that they can find a way to help it benefit them. So you have to be careful about the information that you allow other people to have about you. Another clear thing that I'm feeling from the energy of this card is if you are not careful, you can allow others to interfere with your personal alignment. And when we talk about personal alignment here on the Manifesto on Purpose show, we're talking about mind, body, spirit, how the three of those work together. So mentally, if what that person is saying is causing a lot of chaos and confusion, it's offsetting your personal alignment. And we know that manifestation is alignment with your desires. So if you're not personally aligned, then you cannot align with your desires. What it's going to take is for you to be in that flow of alignment within yourself before you can start attracting the things that you want to create in your life. I did an episode not too long ago where I was asking the question, should you share your intentions or not? And my answer really boiled down to yes, if it's a group of people or someone that's in alignment with what you're trying to do or are going in the same direction who can be rooting for you at the same time. But no, if you feel that that person is not going to support you, because sometimes people will tell you, yeah, I believe you can do it. I believe you can do it. But then behind your back or maybe to themselves, they're thinking, oh, that person will never be able to do that. Once you find that out, it throws you out of alignment. So you have to be careful with who you tell your business to. And it goes back to establishing healthy boundaries in your life. In fact, that's one of the main reasons why I offer these reports and readings to help people get to understand who they really are. Because prior to knowing this information about myself, there were a lot of things that I wanted to do that just seemed strange and out of the ordinary, and a lot of people couldn't get it. And I ended up laying down a whole lot of stuff because I felt like people wouldn't get it and people didn't understand it. But now that I know this information is a part of who I am, then I'm able to confidently walk in my truth, knowing, hey, it's not me, it's them. So those are some things that will be revealed to you when you get to know yourself more. Once you get to the place where you get to know yourself more, man, can't nobody tell you anything because you already know who you are and you're already walking in your truth. So get those boundaries up and don't let people get any closer to you than what you have to be. This is not saying don't be compassionate. This is not saying don't be loving. Look at the boundaries that are put in place at the airport. Look at the boundaries that are put in place at the White House or in a school. These things can seem a little bit inconvenient, but at the end of the day, you have to consider the fact that it's for the safety of us all. And when you put boundaries around something, it simply means that it's valued enough to protect. So when you put boundaries in place for yourself, it's not saying that you're being selfish. You are being self first. The energy for this week is asking you to analyze your circles. Analyze your desires, your goals, your plans, your strategy. Are there some areas in your life that you got too many people up in your business? This is the week to rectify that. This is the time to put up some boundaries. And this does not mean be mean. This means you just put up boundaries. You don't even have to say anything to a person when you put up boundaries. That's just like putting up a fence. You don't have to let your neighbor know I'm setting a boundary because they see the fence coming up. So that's how it is with people in your life. You don't even have to notify them that you've changed your boundaries. You show them. People treat you how you show them you want to be treated. I'm going to repeat that one. People will treat you the way you show them you want to be treated. If a person is mistreating you, you have to ask yourself, what are you doing to make this person think that it is okay for them to mistreat you? Okay, now let me get down off that one because I don't even know where that came from. But this week, we're working on boundaries, okay? I love these bills, and I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose. Okay.